Hello everyone, and welcome to Stamp with Shel. My name is Shel Anderson, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Today, for my Facebook Lives, we're going to do three things. First off, I have some swap projects to show you from a swap that I was in. We're going to make some cards from a new kit that just came out, and we're going to try the Global Design Project challenge for this week. Unfortunately, my printer would not work, so that is why we have the iPad down here, so I can show you what this challenge is going to look like. All right, unfortunately, that's your one look at it, because I need this as my second device for the video so I can see your comments and questions. So if you just bear with me for a second till I get out of where I am and back into Facebook, if it will allow me. Won't let me out. That's fine. Good thing I'm a minute early, because it will not let me out. No. All right, one more shot at it. All right, I'll just restart the device. Bear with me, I apologize. I'm having difficulty tonight with not only my printer, but apparently closing a Facebook page on my iPad. All right, so while that's booting up so that it's not just dead air, I am going to show you the swap cards that I got. I was in a swap and I got these beautiful cards. Now, most of these are Stampin' Up! Products, and I wanted to show them to you because even though they may not be current, you may have these products. This is the Magnolia embossing folder, and it is absolutely gorgeous. And the three hearts. Unfortunately, whoever did this card, they didn't put their name on the back, so I can't tell you who made it. Then we have this one, which is really a cool fold. And this has some acorns on here. This is Stampin' Up! Paper, retired. And this is just a purchased happy birthday. Once again, I have no idea who made it. They didn't put their name on it. Look at this one. This is the prairie grass. Isn't that beautiful? And I'm not sure if this is ink blending or DSP. And then the inside, and I don't know who made that one either. There's the envelope that goes with. This one, it looks like a sketch card to me. The snowflake embossing folder, and this is some retired DSP. Beautiful. Once again, no name. All the no name ones I put on the top. This is Autumn Greetings, and some copper ribbon on there. And do we have a name on this one? No, we do not. A little stamping on the envelope there with some little leaves. Now there's an oldie but a goodie, the old motorcycle. Do you remember that? And I don't know who made it. This was my swap card. This is the new autumn, Amber Autumn bundle. This one was my friend Sherry. This was her card, and she actually made this paper with a hot foil machine. Super cool. This one I left in the envelope because it has the name stuck in the envelope here. This was made by Lise Pasticelli. Isn't that pretty? Beautiful card. This one was made by Robin Young. And this is have a cozy Christmas with the sweater on the front and the sweater embossing folder. This is a new product. This is made by Paulette Saracen. I can't say that. Paulette Saracen. This is the lovely tree, and she embossed it in white and then inked it. It's beautiful. Sympathy card. Love that. And this one was made by my friend Melissa. This is, I'm trying to think of the name of the set. Starts with an I. Hang on a minute. Can't remember. It's a current set. It's the one, oh, I have to look. It's going to drive me crazy. Let's see if I can find it quickly. No, I cannot find it quickly, unfortunately. You know which one it is. I know you do. I can't remember the name of it. I'm sorry. Old brain not working well today. It's been a busy weekend. All right, and I got this little box, and they used the jar punch, and in the box was a Ferrero Rocher chocolate, and that was from Nemi Badstone. All right, I think that is all the swaps. So we are going to start with our kit. This is called, what is this called? Road to Christmas Kit. And it has some gorgeous envelopes, plaid on the inside, trees on the outside. And it has some dimensionals, some tear and tape. It has some punch out die cuts, trees, presents, dogs. Look at this. Look at the trucks. They are so gorgeous. More die cuts, punch out greetings, some card bases. Some light pool party and some Lost Lagoon by the looks of it. So we're going to need one of each of those. And I'll get a hold of these. One of each. Oh, the envelopes are all the same. Okay. And let's look at the instructions. We're going to need one of each truck. So that's the darker truck, that's the lighter truck, and garbage. Then we have this one and this one, and our greetings are sending loads of Christmas cheer. We're going to need one of those. And we're going to need joyful Christmas wishes. So these are going to be super easy cards because there's no stamping. This is just put them together. Can't get any easier than that. All right, let's set this one aside and we will work on this one. So let's grab a bone folder. I can't pick anything up tonight. I just cut my fingernails, and I cut them so short that I can't pick anything up. I have 0 nails. All right, isn't that a pretty envelope? Now we're going to do the same with the card. It's pre-scored. And nice crisp fold. And if you check out these card bases, you know I like to make alternatives. That can be 2 card fronts. You know what I'm saying. Now, envelope will set aside. This goes this way. And this is our focal image. Now I think I'm going to put that flat. I don't open the instructions and look at them. I just go by the picture. But I know I want to pop up the truck. So this in my card is going to go flat. Just like that. Then we have this gorgeous truck. It's going to go on the road down here. And I want to pop that up. Now, there is, oh, I get it. There's a, can you see that? It's perforated, or it's cut, so that we can put the present in there. What did I do with that box? We're going to load the back of this truck up with presents. So we need to go to the present die cuts, which of course I buried at the bottom. All right, so take that out because we're going to need some of this. There is a truckload of presents. See, that will just fit right in the back of the truck. How cool is that? Love it. So, how am I going to do this? I am going to put some adhesive on the back, and then I will pop it into the hole. Get it where I want it, and then press down. Now we can grab those dimensionals, wherever I put those. Doesn't matter, I have some here anyway. And put them on the back of the truck, because I want my truck popped up. And seeing as I grab the minis, we will put lots. And I'm making sure that I go on the seam where where I put those presents in there. As soon as I saw this kit, I knew I had to have it with the red pickup truck. It spoke to me. All right. Now we'll put our truck right about there. And then we'll flip over our greeting. And we're going to pop this up too. So these cards tonight are going to be exactly as the kit picture is. The next time you see this kit, we will be doing some alternatives. And that's going to go right down at the bottom. And there, my friends, is card number 1. How easy was that? Super simple. All right, we'll slide that out of the way, and we will bring in the other card. Oops, I've got 2 envelopes. I don't think we need 2. Once again, We'll grab that bone folder and give that a press. And fold up our card base. And give that a good press. All right, this one is landscape. So this is going to go like so. And once again, I'm putting this down flat. Centered on our card, like so. I like that these are more masculine. Now, this is going to go flat. And this gets attached right up in this corner, sending loads of Christmas cheer. Now, we need a dog, a present, and a tree. And that should do it. Now you'll see that this one is also perforated. And if you look at the instructions, the tree is going up over the top of the truck here. The presents are in the truck. So we're going to want this to go something like that. And these presents to be in there something like that. Now, for this one, I'm going to do it a little different. I am going to grab my tape and I'm going to tape that down so the tree doesn't move. And then I'm going to get another piece of tape and I'm going to tape the presents and the tree to the back of the truck. So there we have one element to add to the front. Makes sense? All right, let's get this little doggo out of the way and we'll get some dimensionals on here. Once again, I'm going to go heavy on dimensionals. You can never have too many, but you can have too few. Oops, two together. That was a little excessive, but that's okay. There we go. And let's do the bottom of doggo here. There we go. Now we're going to grab the Take Your Pick tool and remove all of those paper backings. Right into my trash bin. And we might as well do the dog as well this time. All right, so I want this truck on the road like so. There we go. And we're going to put a little bit of adhesive on the top of the dog because the bottom of him is beside the truck, but the top needs to be attached too. And there we have card number 2. How easy is that? Bring this one back in. There are our 2 cards. Now, we need to do this week's global design project. And I have not chosen anything. So we're going to fly by the seat of our pants. And I haven't chosen a stamp set. Nothing. So let's move that out of the way and let me find something. How about woodland scenery? Brand new stamp set. I haven't even used it yet. Today seems like a good time to use it. I don't know that I want Mossy Meadow. Let's go Shaded Spruce. And we're going to need another, oh, there's some basic white. We can use that. Oh, that's vanilla. We'll go with white if we can find a piece or two. It's basic beige. All right. Looks like we're going to have to get a sheet of white. Looks like I need to open a new package. Let me grab some snips here. There's some white. And I need another color. I think I'm going to use black. You can never go wrong with black. There we go. There's our 3 colors. Now I need my paper trimmer. And I think I'm going to use my guillotine for this one. All right. I need a half sheet for the card base. So 5.5. There's our card base. And I need a piece for the inside. So we have a nice place to write our greeting. It is going to be 5.25 by 4. So we have that. And then the mats for the front are rectangles. So I want them to be, hang on a minute till I find my chart. I moved it, of course, and now I don't know what I did with it. For card layers, what tarnation did I do with it? All right, we'll figure it out. We're gonna cut this at 2.25. We're gonna go cut it at 2. So there's 2. We're gonna need another strip at 2. There we go, that's scrap. And 2 by 3.5, no. Let's go 2 by 3.25, I think. 2 by 3.25. No. Sorry, I'm trying to figure this out on my own without measurements. 2 3/4. 2 3/4. 2 3/4. And 2 3/4. I might have to cut them down a little bit in width. This is the same size as the card front. Let's just have a look here. Nope, it's not going to work. I'm going to have to cut those down a little bit. So, oops, that's choppy side. Let's cut that off. Let's go 1 3/4. And 1 3/4. Because they're going to have to fit on the card front, right? Now, 1 3/4 works, but the length doesn't. Let's cut them down to 2 1/2. And see if that's going to work. It's going to work that way. No, we're going to cut it down 2 1/4. 2 1/4. Final answer. So 2 1/4. I can't even remember what I said the width was. By 1 3/4. 1 3/4. And I need one more. 2 1/4 by 1 3/4. All right, I have 4 of those. And we need, let's scrap and garbage. And so now we're going to need basic white. I got a good memory, but it's short. 1 3/4. So these need to be 1 1/2. 1 1/2. 1 1/2 by 2 1/4. I'm just going to cut one and make sure it's right. It's not, so it's by 2. So these squares are 1 1/2 by 2, or rectangles are 1 1/2 by 2. There's 2. 3. And one more. 4. There we go. So now we have our panels, we have our inside, we have, I'm going to cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to get another piece of white. And I'm going to use white for the card base. Change my mind right in the middle of the video. Okay, we have all our pieces. Hopefully, with a little bit of luck, my measurements will be correct. We'll see. There's my card base. There is my mat. And these 4 little chicky boos are going to go on like this. So there is our layout. Not going to need that. Let's put that out of the way. And let's get out this new stamp set called Woodland Scenery. There's a bear, a deer, a tree, a sled, a pile of wood, some snowflakes, some smoke, the house, and a cluster of trees. So we're going to see what we can do. These are tiny stamps, which is going to work perfect for these small rectangles. All right, so let's get these opened. Obviously, one is going to be the house, for sure. And it's going to be too big. So I need to find a piece of scrap paper. There we go. So I don't get ink all over my pad here. Let me grab a block and we'll put that on. And this is going to stamp a solid color. So if you look at this here, it shows that these areas are going to be white and we're going to be stamping in a solid color. So based on that information, I think we need to have I don't know whether to go to crumb cake or pecan pie. I'm kind of thinking in the brown or the gray family. Let's try crumb cake. I don't want to go too dark. Let's get this inked up. And we'll give it a go. Hope I made the right choice. We'll just hold it there for a minute and let the ink absorb. Oh, I think I like that choice. That was crumb cake. All right, so I'm just going to peel this off and set it aside. And we'll move this. I'll bring in our next piece of paper. And I think I want this cluster of trees. Like so. So that'll fit on there. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp this in 2 different colors. I am going to do, or I'm going to try. Actually, I'm going to ink the top of the trees in shaded spruce. And I'm going to ink the bottom trunks in crumb cake. Wish me luck. I hope it works. Just re-moisten the ink a little bit and give it a go. So as you can see, it didn't quite join, but that's okay. I am not worried. I can fix that with a marker. And I'm going to choose 300. And I'm just going to draw the trunks in. Just like that. That works for me. All right, let's peel this stamp off and move on to the next. I think we should have some smoke coming up from this chimney. Let's do that next. I want some smoky slate, and we'll put some smoke coming out of the chimney, just like that, just to add a little something something. We'll peel off that stamp. Now we need to decide if we want a bear or a deer. I think maybe a bear. A bear is something different, and maybe we'll do him in a pecan pie. Now, an alternative way to do this is you could use Stampin' Right markers, and you could individually color on the stamps before you stamp them. We've done that quite a few times before, but for the purposes of tonight's video, this is how we're going to do it. And in this one, I want to put a greeting. I don't want anything but a greeting, but this stamp set does not have a greeting, so we need to find one. So let me find something with a small greeting, and it's gonna need to be small, man. I'm finding lots of greetings, but no tiny ones. Maybe here. Let's try. There's a greeting in here that says sending warm hugs. Will that fit in there? Let's see. Yes, it will. Because I'm going to put some snowflakes into the sky. So we'll send some warm hugs to warm them up. Sounds like a plan. Now, Memento Black for this. Get it good and juicy, and I'm going to stamp it. Trial run a couple of times just to get her primed. Sending warm hugs. There we go. We'll peel that one off. And now we need to get Pool Party. I believe would probably be the best choice. If I can find it. Where did I put it? Pool Party. Up here in the corner. So on all of these, I want some snowflakes. And there's some teeny tiny snowflakes right here. We'll put it on a teeny tiny block. How cute are those? We're going to do these on all of them. Right down to the ground. Maybe one more there and a part one there. There we go. Now we'll bring in the trees. There we go. And our cabin in the woods. There we go. All right. Set those aside. Close up our ink before I create a disaster. And we're gonna flip these. Find my tape gun, wherever I put that. Probably right in front of my eyeballs. Yep, right in front of my eyeballs. We'll get some adhesive on these. And then we'll get those layered onto the shaded spruce matte layers. Now either my eyes are crooked or this rectangle's crooked. There we go. To lay it so I can see all three sides. 2. 3. And number 4. There we go. Once again, we're going to put some adhesive on these. Might as well do all 4. So we have them ready to go. And we are going to lay these. I'm just going to lightly lay them till I make sure I have them where I want them. Some semblance of centered. And down here. Like so. This one is crooked. There we go. Press them in place. This one's a little bit crooked. See if I can straighten that a little bit. There we go. All right. Now let's bring in, I have some new ribbon. It is wide ribbon, but I want to make a knot right across the center. So I'm just going to wrap that around. Let's trim this off so that I can work with it. And I want to bring in that shaded spruce and gold. And because I'm going to knot it in the center, you see how that's going to pull into the center? I think we'll be okay. We'll tie it and see. Oh yes, I think with a little zhuzhing here, I need to get that knot right in the center. And I want my tails to go just off a bit. Now let's find my ribbon scissors and we will trim this down. Something like that. And something like that. All right. Now, let's find a glue dot. Oh, I have all of these ones from kits. Let's use one of those. I want to make sure that my ribbon lays nice and flat. So I'm going to put a couple of glue dots there so that it doesn't move and cover the images. I don't want that. All right, get rid of those, and we'll put a couple up here. One there and one there. Get off of there. Come on. Chase them around. Okay. Pop this and there. Now we need to do a little more trimming because this is off too far for my liking and it's a little frayed from me handling it. There, that's a nice crisp cut. All right, we're going to flip this over. Get some adhesive on here. And we are going to pop that onto our basic white card base. And there we have it. There is our Global Design Project Challenge card. And grab a hold of the other ones that we made earlier from the kit. Let's get some room here. There's card 1. There's card 2. And there's our Global Design Project Challenge. All right, that is it for tonight, my friends. I will be back tomorrow night at 6:30 for week 2 in my Tuesday night sketches with Shel. We're going to be making a tag, a card, and a scrapbook layout, all using a pre-designed sketch. So I hope you can join me then, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye for now.